Hey guys, welcome back and welcome to April. If you are new, welcome to my channel. You are watching my third ever YouTube video. I am an absolute newbie at this. On my channel, I share our budgeting, finances / financial rebuild. Long story short, at the end of last year, my partner and I were living in Sydney. We'd been there for 3 years and he was building a business. He's a boilermaker. Things were not going to plan and we made the decision to walk away from that business, which left us with $113,000 debt at the time that we were personally liable for. And we moved down here to Adelaide for a really good job on great money to pay off this debt as fast as we can and then to rebuild. Once we're back at base zero, I think we've still got like $76,000 to pay off. So we have paid off a huge chunk, which has been amazing, but we've still got quite the long way to go. And then we're rebuilding from ground zero. We're just trying to get to ground zero at the moment. But in saying that, my partner has landed a great job down here. He is on incredible money. So we are super, super fortunate in that regards that we're able to kind of pay this off super quickly and then rebuild and get back on track to our goal of owning a farm. That's the original goal. We really want to be as responsible as possible because one of the reasons why the business failed was because we got into too much debt through financial mismanagement. We had absolutely no idea how to run a budget. We had no idea how to allocate for taxes and what percentage should be allocated for taxes, paying into super, BAS, and then also the actual everyday expenses that need to be poured back into the business to run the business. We had no idea about anything of that. And Luke was always working 12 to 16 hour days, which was ridiculous. I was also a new mum. I also had my own network marketing business. We just had no one kind of running the financial side of things. One, because we didn't know how to, because no one had the capacity. Just wasn't even a thought in our mind. So once we got to the point of like, oh shit, we're in trouble here. We are in trouble. That was when I took it on myself to figure everything out and create financial systems that I teach here, really basic money management, budgeting systems, and basic financial education that we are just not taught. So if you love budgeting content, if you love money content, if you love being a nosy Nelly and seeing all the nitty-gritty of people's financial lives, you are in the right place. I would absolutely love if you would drop a follow. It is one of my goals here on YouTube to eventually monetize on this platform through AdSense. And to do that, I need to get to, I think it's 1,000 followers here in Australia. And we're currently at 62, which I also think is amazing that 62 people have decided to press follow along this journey. I'm grateful for each and every single one of you. But for now, we are going to jump in. We're going to do a March review of our budget. March was a very big month. We had a lot of money come through our accounts because we had some sold off business assets that finally landed that we'd been expecting for a while. So we were able to make big payments on our debts. We actually wiped off like 2 or 3 debts this month, which was very exciting. And we were able to put $10,000 into our emergency fund because we had a little bit of an unexpected life event happen last month where we found out my partner has to go in for a surgery next month on his knee. So he's going to be out of action for a little while. So I've had to allocate some money aside for cost of living expenses. And then also we're paying cash for his operation so he could get in next month. Otherwise he was going to have to wait 10 months, which he just would not have been able to do. So let's jump in. Let's have a look at the budget and then we're going to move into setting our budget for the month of April. Okay, so welcome to March and welcome to my spreadsheet. This is not actually my spreadsheet. I did not create this. However, I do love this spreadsheet and I am an affiliate with this spreadsheet. So at any time, if you feel like you want one of these, you can always grab it through the link in my bio, also with a discount code in there too. We've had $52,000 come through our accounts this month, which is insane. My partner does make around $20,000 a month take home in the bank, which we are very grateful for. That's a pretty standard income for him. And then we also had some extra income come in, so $30,000 from the sold off business asset. And then we also had a little Medicare rebate down here. And then this $1,800 His contract shifted from casual to full-time, so he got paid out for the leave, or he got paid out for something that he had in casual, so it was a nice little $1,800 bonus. The bills section, the reason why it says $0 for electricity and water is because I have a sinking fund for our utilities. So a sinking fund is essentially like a bucket that you have or an account that you have where you transfer money to every single week or every single pay cycle, so that when your bills come around, the money is just sitting there. I actually have everything direct debited out of that account, so like I don't even have to think about it, but that's tracked somewhere else in the spreadsheet and not here, so that's why they both say 0. Rent is $680 a week, so $272 for the month. Our internet, got the internet installed this month. It's going to be $65 for the first year, and then I had to pay like a little startup fee, so that comes to $73. Our phones, this was also a guesstimation. I wasn't sure about our phone bills, but I know now. They're $180 a month, so I will change that. And then the reason why it was extra was because I forgot to pay my phone bill last month and had to pay double this month. It was a bit of a whoopsie. Also, this, I realized when I was looking through, we have been paying pet insurance twice a month for some reason, and we only need to pay it once a month. It should be $47.26, but this month was $142. I only know this because of the spreadsheet and because I was able to track and actually see everything. So we've got to make a phone call here because I don't know what is going on. And then our car insurance. I still haven't switched Luke's car insurance over, so this is just for mine at the moment. Let's have a look at our expenses. Groceries, I set a budget of $1,000 a month. We went over $141. I'm happy with that because if we go back to February, over $245, and then January was like $900. Yeah. $872. Crazy. So I'm happy with $141. I will continue to bring that down and just be more intentional with our shopping. Dining out. I wanted to be really intentional with our dining out and takeout budget this month because that was a place that we were just going way over. And we did really good. $34 under budget this month, which I'm very, very happy with that. That is a win. I'm celebrating that. Fuel was nearly double what I budgeted for because fuel has literally nearly doubled. So that's to be expected. Shopping, did a little bit of splurge shopping last month. So when we moved down here, we moved with 0 furniture. We had our washer and our dryer, that was it. And I set a goal to furnish the house with under $7,000 and we're over. But that's okay. It was literally just a guesstimate. But we're currently at $8,000. Yeah, we went like $1,000 over this month. Luke did buy some gym equipment for the shed, which put it a fair bit over what I wasn't expecting. But it's probably going to go up to about $9.5, I reckon. Gifts, spent $250 on gifts. It was my brother and my mum's birthday. Philo, his pet food, came to $97 this month. Health and medical, this I allocated $1,100. Luke had to get some scans and see a specialist and all of that to figure out if he needed the operation, which was going to be around $1,100 for all those scans, but then we've ended up making a few payments for his actual operation. So that's why it has gone to $6,300. Takeout, we budgeted $150, we were $114 over. I would love to bring this down. I'm also curious, what are you guys spending on takeout? I feel like we get takeout maybe once every 10 days. But sometimes Luke will grab little bits and bobs on the way to work, and I know that that adds up, which is probably all this extra. So I'm going to have a word to him. We do have splurge accounts as well, where we get $100 a week to just do whatever. We don't track that. So I'm just going to be very intentional that he takes it out of that if he wants to buy something, because I really want this to come down to $150. Coffee was $186. Alcohol, we spent $70. No formula. We did a trip to Bunnings for some gardening stuff. Massage, I budgeted $500, but we only spent $100. That would be because this comes out of a separate account. This comes out of Luke's fun money. So I need to kind of change the way that we track that because that's not quite accurate. He's still got massages, it just hasn't been tracked. Family experiences, hair and beauty, hobbies, that would have been me. I reckon. I'm the one with all the hobbies. Car maintenance. I've just put my car in today. I was expecting to do it last month, but I've just put my car in today. I'm actually going to pick it up after, and that cost $400 and something. No date nights, no clothing, treating others. This was an unexpected last minute thing. We flew my girlfriend, one of my oldest friends, down for a week. She just left. And it was so nice. I haven't seen her since my baby shower, and now I've got a nearly 2-year-old and she's got an 8-month-old. She wasn't even pregnant last time I saw her. So it was so lovely to be able to treat her and fly her down and spend some time together as mamas, and also just like sister time and sister catch up. So that's what that was. Personal development, I did buy a couple of courses this month. I'm creating an ebook at the moment for my budget template, and it's just like a step-by-step guide on how to kind of do the back end of a sales page and the checkout links and all the things. So that's what that was. Miscellaneous, budgeted 500, spent 146, slay. And then that's Luke's fun money and my fun money. That was actually pretty good with our expenses, like all of our wants. I'm pretty happy with that. I would like to tighten up the takeout. But other than that, I think we did pretty good. And this is the subscription section down here. I don't really worry about that. I just log it. I don't budget for it. I just log it because to be honest, I need to spend a bit of time just seeing exactly what subscriptions we have. Because like this iPrime one, that's just anything Prime. There's maybe like 3 things in there. I'm not really sure what they are. So that's fine. Okay, so this is the savings account over here. As I mentioned, we've got a few sinking funds. We've got a car sinking fund, a holiday sinking fund, then a utility sinking fund, emergency fund, savings fund. We deposit $340 into our car sinking fund every month. This then covers things like registration, servicing, tires, any unexpected little pop-ups that happen car related. We just pull money out from that fund. Sinking funds, to me, just kind of feels like free money. Even though it's not free money, you've allocated for it ahead of time, but it feels like free money to me. Our holiday fund, we put $616 in there every month. I think it's like $153 a week. That comes to $8,000 a year. So that was something that when we got this job, I was like, let's allocate a holiday budget every year. So we just created a sinking fund for that and do a deposit every week. And then by the time we're ready for a holiday, all the money will be in there and we'll just withdraw from there. Then our utilities fund, $872 goes into there every month. I also put $10,000 into the emergency fund. This was $10K from the truck sale that we had. From that $30K, I just put $10K straight in there so we can cover the operation and also a little bit of time when Luke has off work. Now, the debt, you guys, this was exciting. We made some big ass traction this month. So last month, I set the goal to wipe out our tax bill and our small IBA loan, our business loan. There was like 8 weeks left on both of those payments, and I wanted to just pay double essentially this month. So we did that. Our tax bill is officially gone, which is very exciting. We also wiped the credit cards. So as soon as the 30K went, we paid off the credit cards in full. So they are also gone, which is very exciting. And then the small business loan, I'm ready to wipe that straight away. I just need Luke to confirm because we've got 2 different accounts of a big one. The one's still got like $50,000 in it. The other one's got like $600 to go. Obviously want to wipe out the $600 one. I just need him to confirm what account is what, and then I'll go ahead and do that. But that's pretty much gone. And then we also paid off the family loan as well. So now we are only left with our BAS bill, our energy bill, our large loan, the car crash fees, fines, and zip pays. Fines might be about gone also. I'll have to check in on that. I love these little graphs on here as well. So you can see like where most of my money goes. This month it was the emergency fund. We did a $10,000 deposit. And then the credit cards, health and medical, family loan. So you can see like where your money is going, a bit of a visual. There's also some cool graphs over here as well. So yeah, that's about it. And then down here is where you log all of your expenses. I'm going to do a video on like how this spreadsheet actually works and just walking through step by step because it is so simple. I set my budget at the beginning of every month, and then throughout the month all I have to do is log our expenses, and it updates everything on this chart. This month our total income with rollover from last month was $52,508. That feels freaking crazy to say that. Our bills were $3,265. Subscriptions were $118. Our expenses were $14,500. Luke's operation payments added a fair chunk onto that. They're not usually that high. We did $11,800 into our emergency fund and sinking funds altogether. And then we paid a whopping $15,259 off of our debt this month, which is a huge celebration in itself. Welcome to April. Welcome to a fresh new spreadsheet. I'm going to go through and set up our budget for the month. And I just start by entering all of our pays that we are expecting. So the first pay will land, actually the first pay landed yesterday on the 1st of April. We're going to have 5 pays this month. Oops. We'll just keep that as miscellaneous. That's fine. I can do that later. Okay, so Luke's pay does vary, but I got a pretty good idea now because we've been in the job for 2 months. This will be our 3rd month, I think, or 4th. I don't know, maybe 2.5 months. Anyway, so I got a good grip of what's coming in. It does vary a little bit just depending on his swing because he rotates from day shift to night shift, and then there is all of these extras and stuff. It's actually pretty crazy. So that is our estimated income for the month. What have we got? $23,700. Okay, we'll just enter our expenses. As I mentioned, I don't worry about the subscriptions, that's fine. Now we'll set our expenses. So I'm going to budget $1,100. Dining out, I'm going to do $300. I would love it to be $150 on a traditional month, but we are leaving tomorrow to go on a family holiday, kind of, not really holiday. We are going to spread Luke's grandma's ashes over in Deniliquin. So we've got an 8-hour drive tomorrow, and then we're spending 4 days in a hotel with family. So I'm assuming we're going to be eating out most nights. So I'm just going to set the budget for $300 for that. Fuel also, let's have a look for fuel. What did we come in this month at? $700, we'll say. I'm going to add an extra $1,000 because we've got 16 hours of travel. Shopping, we'll just say $200 for shopping if there's any little bits and bobs we need to buy. Homewares, this is my final $1,500 to furnish the house. I'm setting that budget. We've got to buy our bed, got to get a couple of dresses, which I can get off Facebook Marketplace, and I need a desk, and then I want a couple of rugs. So I'm feeling I can do that in $1,500. I'm quite confident. Gifts, we don't have anything gift-wise. Actually, I'll set $100 for gifts because it is my niece's birthday next month and we want to just mail her some things. So Philo's usually like $96 a month for his dog food, but because we're leaving tomorrow, he has had to go to a pet sitting place, which was like $310, I think. $465, I worked that out to be. Health and medical will pay the remainder $3,000 for Luke's operation. Takeout, I'm also going to double that this month just because of the said holiday that we are going on. Coffee, $160. Alcohol, I set a budget of $100 a month. I don't really drink. If it was just me, I wouldn't drink, but Luke loves a red wine. He's a red wine man, and I enjoy a good quality red wine every now and then. So we'll set a $100 budget for that. Formula, I don't need to buy formula. I don't need to do anything for the garden. Chiropractor, I would love to get Evelyn in. I said I would do it last month, but last month just didn't happen. So we'll do that this month. I'm going to do $200 for 2 appointments. Family experiences, I don't think we have anything. Hair and beauty, Luke usually goes to the barber. Hobbies, I'm going to do $0 because I spent too much money on hobbies last month. Car maintenance, I know this is going to be about $460. Date night, we will probably go on a date night. I'm going to do $150 while we're away because Gran will be able to look after Ev. Clothing, nothing. Treating others, I'll set a budget of $200 because we will likely shout a dinner or something. Oh, that's in clothing. While we are visiting family. Personal development, I don't need anything here. Miscellaneous, I'll do $100. Things that pop up. Luke gets $800 and I do $400. So I do $800. This is why I've changed the massage and chiro one, because I get Luke, I just deposit it straight into his account and I get him to spend from there. I try to structure it in the most like easy way possible for him to follow, because Luke is the spender. He is so much better than he was, but he is definitely the spender in this household. And if I just give him one card with an allocated amount of money on it each week, that's what works best for us. And I would recommend that if you are a spender or you have been an overspender in the past, or you find that you just run out of money, set yourself an account that is just a splurge account where you allocate yourself X amount of money after your expenses and savings are allocated for, that you've just got this money and you know you can spend freely from and whatever you want. I feel like that can be really helpful at the beginning of a journey. $11,190 is going to be our expenses this month. Now we'll just do our budget for our sinking funds. So our car is $340. Oops. 616. Enter. I'm not going to do anything into the emergency, nothing into the savings. Our priority is obviously debt payoff, which will be this entire year. And I don't really feel the need to like build our savings. I feel like it's just kind of pointless at the moment because we are on a high income. Like if we do need something, like if something comes up, we literally just have to wait to payday. And I know that is a very privileged place to be, and we are very grateful and we are very aware of our privilege. But I just don't feel like savings is necessary at this time. Obviously next year, once our debt is paid off, it will be a very different game. It will be focusing on savings and then learning how to invest our savings, and see what route we want to go down, whether it's like investing or property, just to kind of hold the wealth and grow the wealth before we buy our dream farm. So that's a whole nother journey that is coming. Utilities is $872. Okay, so $1,800 into sinking funds this month. Credit cards, budget, $0 because it is paid off. Tax bill, $0 because it is paid off. So we were paying $100 a week on the BAS bill, $400 a month, but now we pay $300 a week because what was on the tax bill, I've now rolled into the BAS bill. So this is using like the debt snowball method. So that's $1,200 a month instead of $400. That is pretty cool. Small IBA loan is $680 a month. These will be the final two payments and then that's gone. This is also $600 a month. Car crash is $90 a week, so $360 a month. Fines is $100 a month. Zip pay is $150 a month. Red Energy is $100 a month. And then family loan at $0 because it's gone. So we've got $3,270 going towards our debt this month. So I'm just going to add this up. So 3,270 and our expenses are 11,190. And then our savings is 1,828. So that comes to $16,288. That's what I know we are spending this month. And then we've got an income of 23,700. So that means we've got $7,412 left over to kind of play with. So I would love to allocate an extra $6,000 of this towards our debt payment this month. I'll knock something else over and then we'll have like a $1,400 buffer for the month. Let's review our goals that we set for March because it was very exciting and a lot of things happened. Let's do a bit of a recap. I'm just going to bring up my goal and habit tracker on my phone. Okay, so the goals I set for the month were to furnish the house under $7,000. That did not happen, but I want to say the house is about 70% of the way furnished, probably 80 actually. So I am happy with that because I'm not going to lie, it's been quite a stressful process. There've been so many marketplace runs and measuring things and Luke's been injured, so I've had to do a lot of it, just figure out ways to make it happen. So I'm going to say that's like 70% done. And then relationship check-ins with Luke weekly. We have restarted doing these. So that's a yes. Send the Kangen machine away for servicing. Not yet, but I have made progress with that. It is in a box ready to be sent off, and I've emailed and fill out the form. I literally just need to take it to the post office. So that is a win. My wellness goals were walking 4 times a week, eating well and staying hydrated. I have probably walked about 3 times a week, I reckon. It's definitely taken a little bit of a back burner. We've just had so much going on. I have eaten well and I have stayed pretty hydrated. Financial goals were to track our expenses daily. I have done that. It's just like a habit now. When I first started this whole budgeting thing and using the spreadsheet, I was like, how am I going to remember this? Like, it just felt like such a big mountain to conquer. And now it is literally part of my day and it just takes a couple of minutes. Stick to our takeout and dining out budget. That didn't happen. We stuck to our dining out budget. We did not stick to our takeout budget, but we were close. So there's definitely been progress made there. And then clear our small business loan and tax bill. The business loan has been cleared and the tax bill will be gone this month, but we also cleared our family loan and then our credit cards as well. So that was a big win. And then career goals. I set the goal to get to 3,000 followers on Instagram. So I think I started the month at like 2,000 and we hit that. We actually surpassed that. I think I'm at like 3,700 followers at the moment, which is so exciting. I set the goal of 100 subscribers on YouTube. We did not make that one. We're at 62 subscribers. I think I got like 50 in the first month that I started posting, so I kind of expected that in the next month, but it didn't really happen. I had work with a brand. This was audacious of me, guys. The audacity to think I could work with a brand in like my second month of posting and taking this solo content creation gig kind of seriously. But I did pitch a brand. I found an incredible brand that I wanted to work with and I pitched them to do like UGC for them. And they said yes. They said we would love to work with you, but they did take a month to reply. So in that time I was like, they're not interested. I'm not going to hear back from them. So I ended up purchasing the bed, which is the Yona cardboard bed in our room. I thought it was such a cool brand. And I had been watching them for ages. So I went ahead and purchased anyway. And then after I purchased, they were like, yes, we would love to do that. So we're going to have 2 Yona beds in the house. They are gifting me a bed and then I'm going to create UGC content for them. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's not a paid collab, it's a gifted collab, and you won't see the content on my page because it is a UGC. So they'll use the content that I create them for ads and things like that on their personal page. So if you see me floating around with a cardboard bed, that's what that is. But I thought that was so cool. So cool and rather audacious of me. But that will happen this month. And I wanted to sell 10 budget spreadsheets, which we did. We actually sold like 12 or 13. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, so we did pretty good with the month with our goals. We definitely hit a lot of them, which was very cool. Definitely a lot in the career section. So let's set some new goals for the month. I feel like I'm on a bit of a roll with Instagram. I'm just really enjoying the content that I'm creating. I'm really loving it. People are loving it because they are following. My account went so viral. Well, I don't know. Depends who you're talking to. So viral for me. I think I got up to like 780,000 views at one point. It's kind of sitting around the 650 at the moment, but that is like huge for me. I'm usually like a 30,000 view gal. So that was very exciting. So I am going to be audacious again and set the follower goal on Instagram for 5,000 this month. So that means we would have to grow by 1,300, which look, I did it this month, so why can't I do it again next month? And I'm gonna be Delulu again and set the goal of 200 YouTube subscribers here on YouTube, even though we only grew by like 12 last month. So also, if you want to support me on this goal, please go and follow. It helps more than you know. I've got finish my ebook and freebie and get the back end set up. So I have been building a budgeting guide ebook that is pretty much done. I've got a little training that I want to record for it. And then I've got a freebie that I want to make as well, and then get the back end set up of everything. This is like 60% of the way through. So I will set the goal to have that finished, up and running, so people can purchase this month. And then I've got one UGC collab, which is obviously already happening. I've also just put it on there because whatever I seem to put on here kind of happens. So we're just rolling with it. One aligned brand partnership this month. Now, I did have a brand reach out to me who wanted to collab last month or the month before, which has been the only inbound that I have had, but I did decline that one just because I wasn't feeling super aligned. Sounded cool and whatnot, but I just want to be like really intentional with the brands that I work with, and I want it to be things that I use every day and that I love, and that just naturally flow in to my content, so it doesn't feel like my page is just one big kind of ad page. It's just like very natural. We'll just write that down and we'll see what happens. And then my other goal of paying off an extra $6,000 towards debt, which is pretty much guaranteed unless something big and unexpected comes up this month. So that is all from me this month, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all about anything, if you're a nosy Nelly, that is okay. You can drop them in the comments below and I will respond to you. Thank you so much for being in here. I would love to kind of focus more on YouTube this month. I would love, at the moment, I'm only doing one video, which is this. Honestly, I would love to do like one a week, but being a mum, having all these other things going, it's just not practical all of the time, but I would love to drop an extra few YouTube videos. So we'll just keep your eyes out for that. I think I'm going to start a series of documenting my income that I make from social media, because I'm literally starting at ground zero. Those who don't know, I was in the network marketing industry for like 7 years combined, and that was how I built an income online, but I left that in December last year and then went out on my own and have literally just been fucking around and figuring it out. But I have been making a little bit of money through affiliate links, and I'm about to drop my ebook digital product this month, and then we'll just kind of see. I think it would be really cool to document the growth of it throughout the year, and also being like very transparent with where the income is coming from, what source, so that you guys can learn as well. Because I know there's a whole lot of content creators out there sharing their income, and it's like, how are you doing this? Maybe I'll create a little video on that this month as well. I think that can be a goal. We'll set that as a goal. All right, guys, thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed, please go and do so. It would mean so much to me. I hope you guys have an amazing month, and I will see you in the next video.